Okay, today is August the 30th, 2015, and this is the rainbow color infrared loop for the Northeast Pacific. Today in Los Angeles at 11:29, we have 85-degree weather. It's 85.7 degrees. We got 44.9% relative humidity, and we have a dew point of 61.3 degrees. So it's very muggy today. We've got sunny skies. It's basically clear except for the western horizon. We've got a lot of chemtrails. There's clouds and chemtrails mixed together, and that is because of this moisture field coming off of Hurricane Ignacio moving into the Southern California area right here. This is a sort of a Pineapple Express pattern right here. Let's go look at this in the water vapor loop, and we can see the moisture field moving right into Southern California. And once again, because of this happening, we have chemtrails in the skies. All right, now let's go ahead and quickly look at this is the geostationary image browser. And I have this focused on the moisture field from Hurricane Ignacio. And if we look carefully at this field right here, we'll see a lot of chemtrails, mainly right all through here. They're running these vertically all through here. Okay, and we can see them right in this little pocket here, being laid out. They're spraying aerosols there, and also right all through right here, right in that area, right there. Okay, and right here. Okay, and that's what they're doing. So once again, when California has a good chance of some rain, which would be right now. We've got a moisture field that's about 2,000 miles long, a little longer than that, and we'd be getting rain from a Pineapple Express, a nice tropical rain, what we need in California. And instead, they are chemtrailing right now all through here, and we're getting chemtrails in our skies right here over Los Angeles. And no rain, although it is very muggy and humid. So everyone watching, follow the pattern. This is the pattern. We got a chance of rain from this hurricane right here, and instead we have chemtrails. All right, so that's that. Let's go on to the East Pacific. We have a good shot here of Hurricane Jimena, which is now 130 miles per hour. The storm is moving west-northwest at 14 miles per hour. It has weakened. Yesterday it had 140 mile per hour winds, and around noontime yesterday the winds were up at 150 miles per hour. Okay, now this storm here, it looks like it's being hit by a transmitter. The core is split in two right about in the middle of this loop. We can see the right there, and we can see the shock wave from that event right there. So we've got a shock wave, and then this core is split into a section. All right, let's take another look at this in the rainbow loop. And we can see a shock wave right there. So this storm is weakened from 150 miles per hour, 150 mile per hour winds yesterday to 130 mile per hour winds today. Okay, now the big news is this storm right here, which is Hurricane Ignacio. This storm is now moving north-northwest because of a high pressure that's been pinned in place right here south of Hawaii, and there's also high pressure all through here and all through this area. So there's an interesting pocket here, which is stationary. We can see that this is stationary. Watch the vapor here just evaporate right here, and we can see that moisture field moving, bouncing off of this pinned high pressure blockade right here, and it's moving right towards California. And but also the islands are being protected by this high pressure right here, which is now steering this hurricane north-northwest. So this is interesting. Yesterday, this storm was moving west-northwest, and it was going to go right over the islands, but now it's moving in a totally different direction. Now, Hurricane Kilo has strengthened. It's now 135 mile per hour winds. This storm is moving west-northwest at 9 miles per hour, and some of this moisture is being fed into this moisture field, which is wrapping around this high pressure, which is still pinned in place, and wrapping it right around down towards the west coast. So we've got moisture from this hurricane flowing around here towards the west coast. We have moisture from this hurricane flowing into California, Southern California, Los Angeles area, and yet there's no rain. Now, normally, years ago on TV, the weather guys would call this a pineapple express, and we'd have a nice rain for 2-3 days. But that's not happening anymore because the jets are out spraying, and that is killing off all the thunderstorms that would normally, all the moisture and thunderstorms that would be moving along into the area. All right, it's important to understand this because this is going unreported by the television weather people. They are not reporting these details. Okay. All right, so just keep that in mind. Let's go ahead here and look at. This is the East Pacific. I think we might have looked at this already, but this storm here, this is a thunderstorm cell that's being blown apart. We can see the high pressure shock wave leaving that thunderstorm. This dissipates. We can see the center just evaporate out, and we're left with a ring. Okay, let's look at this in the visible light mode. We can see that harp ring, that shock wave right there along the bottom, right there. Okay, that's a harp blast ring. They heat the core of this storm very quickly, and it evaporates it. Puts high pressure right on top of it. Okay. All right, here's the Hawaii loop, and we can see that Hurricane Ignacio is moving in a north-northwest trek now. And this high pressure that we were just talking about, watch how quickly the bands from this storm evaporate in this area. Once they get into that area, they don't last long because this is very, very dry air at altitude, right down in here. So that's pretty good evidence of high pressure and very, very dry air. Right next to a hurricane, that water vapor is evaporating, very, very quickly. And it's just right next to that core. So that tells us this is a high pressure zone. All right. Here it is in this is the infrared loop. We can't really see the detail as well in this view, but we do see the eye wall. That's a nice eye wall. Very impressive. Okay, and here's the visible light mode. They're not tampering with the storm. They're not blowing it apart like they have the other storms. They're just re-steering it right now. So we'll keep an eye on this very carefully and see what develops. Now here's the Hurricane Center information for Ignacio and Kilo. And we can see that Ignacio has 140 mile per hour winds. It's moving 9 miles per hour north-northwest. Now, interestingly, let's go to look at Kilo. That storm is moving west-northwest, yet this storm suddenly changed direction because it was running towards the islands. So that's actually, obviously there's some man-made intervention going on. You've got the change in direction. You've got the high pressure suddenly appearing there below Hawaii. And let's go back and take a look at the cone for Jimena. That storm is forecast to move in generally a west-northwest trek. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. Okay, and here's another view of the Hawaii area. All right, and we can see this high pressure building and that water vapor just dissipating very, very quickly. Just right near the core of the hurricane, and we're seeing very, very dry air. Now, if we go and look at the pressure map, let's look at the pressure map for this area, for the East Pacific area, and this is that hurricane right there. This is Ignacio right here, low pressure, and right here we have high pressure indicated, that little ridge. Okay, and we've got this same broad area of high pressure here. This has been here for over a week now. All right, and we have a low indicated here, and we've got that low right here, which just passed through the area. That should have brought rain to California as well, and Oregon and Washington. Instead, we got chemtrails. Okay, now, so this is the sea level pressure map. Let's go ahead and look at the 300 millibar map. And we see this is the hurricane right here, Ignacio. This is a powerful 140 mile per hour storm with a core pressure of 948 millibars, yet we don't see any pressure. These isobars are not visible here as they are up here on this. This was a powerful low pressure. Well, it wasn't a deep low pressure. It was around 1,003 millibar. But look at the pressure gradient here, and then we have a very powerful hurricane right here, and yet the high that's indicated here is dominating this entire area, and there are no real isobars right near this Category 4 storm. So this is very odd, and there's a high indicated right here where the pen tip is, right there. Okay. And so this is very strange stuff. We should be seeing bars like this down here on this Category 4 storm. Okay, but that's not happening. All right, so that's the situation. Let's go back and look at this again. And we can see how quickly this water vapor is dissipating because of the high pressure that's all around this whole area. If we go back, it's not only right here, but it's all through this whole area as well. And that's what we were just looking at on the chart, on the pressure map. So this storm is now moving to the northwest. But what could happen here, we have a blockade right here. And what could happen is that this storm could continue up and then move back, because it's going to run right into this area right here, and it's going to follow the moisture trail. Is already moving up into California. Okay, this is interesting because this storm is going to run into this blockade right here, and it may run right back to the east into California, or towards California, before they blow it apart. So this will be very interesting. Similarly, this storm here, this is Kilo. The moisture field is wrapping up and around this pinned high pressure, which is installed by a HARP transmitter about a week ago. And all that moisture is coming up and around and down back towards the west coast. The other part of that field is moving down here towards Hawaii, and we have a little area here that's trying to spin counterclockwise. So all this is very interesting, and we will keep an eye on this, and we'll go ahead and post what we have here right now, and we'll do an update later today if time permits. Okay, so that's it.